back in this wonderful Indian summer that we're having here in Ayrshire. Fucking of all places, Jesus. Welcome to the Uncut and Unfiltered. We've got two very special guests with us today. Not only have we got Posh Scotch, our brand ambassador over at the Whiskey Baron.
Hello.
Stevie, as always, my right-hand man joining me. But we have also got the couple behind the Edinburgh Whisky Festival. Very, very welcome to Serena and Graham. Thank you so much for joining us, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. We are buzzing on quite a few notes. For today, first of all, you brought 3 wonderful whiskies with you. Very cool. Nice one. Thank you. But also for your festival that's up and coming. Now, we've been invited to kind of, I don't know, chat shite whilst
Cause chaos.
Cause ruckus, chat shite whilst the festival's going on. Just attend and have a bit of crack, which we are honoured by. Thank you so much. You've honestly blown us away by that. But there's going to be a lot else going on at your festival. Obviously, you bought a few of the brands that are going to be represented. But there's so much else going on. You are actually supporting a phenomenal charity, which I'd love to hear about from you guys as well. Welcome. Thanks, you. Man. Tell us all about you guys. Tell us about your whiskey journey. Tell us about the Edinburgh Whisky Festival and what everyone at home can expect if they were to turn up.
That was a lot of tell us.
You'll get there, Serena. Don't worry. It doesn't all have to be at once. We'll get there. We'll have a few drams. It'll be easy. No worries.
I'll let Graham kick off. You kick off.
Crack away, Graham.
Where did we start? With all this? It seems like yonks ago, but it's still not that long ago. So about 3 years. 3 years ago, 3 and a bit years ago, we started. We came up with I loved going to whiskey festivals. Loved going to whiskey festivals. Loved the kind of format, the buzz. Who doesn't? You go, you sample as many different whiskies as you can in a day, on a session, and whatnot. So, but I also had a bit of my passion behind whiskey as well was. My grandfather was involved in the industry right from when he was apprentice back in the day in Carsbridge Distillery, which we'll talk about later on. But we have a lot of history and heritage in our local area, so there was that element there. And I thought one day when I had a few whiskies after a festival, I'd like to do something like this.
That's the best time to do your thinking,
it
isn't it? A few whiskies in after a festival, your mind starts ticking.
Clarity at its best. So, it was one of those ones, and it was probably just COVID time, and I said, Serena, I'd love to do this. I'd love to do this. A whiskey festival in Clackmannanshire, our smallest local authority in Scotland. We could do a bit of history and heritage, but keep it fun, keep it social. And maybe raise a bit of money for charity. We're kind of that kind of way minded, where we think, right, what can we do for others? And we had a couple of charities in mind. So I thought, let's do a festival. Let's have a kind of different strands to it. So Serena was like, yep, let's do it. And I'm like,
he came upstairs, I'm sure in his pants, and put his hands on his hips and went, I could do this. We could do this. Can we have a whiskey festival? I'm sure I was reading, and I was just like, yeah, we can do it. And he was like, oh, I don't know if we could do that though. I don't know if we could. So no, it was the seed was planted by Graham, and YOLO Serena was just like, yep, we're doing it.
And that's the way we kind of probably are. Yeah. I'm the kind of, right, we could do this, and Serena's like, yeah, we'll do it. We'll get it done.
You're the ideas man. Serena helps you execute.
I tee it up. She smashed it out of the park. So no, we kind of work well in that regard together. So. We kind of thought let's do it. It's always a challenge doing it at a small local authority like Clackmannanshire, a place called Alloa. We'll get you guys along to that one too, because it's good fun, and there's some good stories behind some of the whiskies as well.
There was a lot of where when we were inviting people along.
Oh, aye, right.
Aloha.
Fair enough. Very good.
We're kind of in the middle of Edinburgh and Glasgow.
For sure.
So we then fast forward. We delivered a couple of really good festivals. Exhibitors' feedback was fantastic. We had so many good exhibitors that came, and a lot of whiskey sold, a lot of whiskey drunk, and a great time had. And it was April this year. No plans for an Edinburgh festival. Serena's originally from Edinburgh, so I'm originally from Alloa. And Serena was like, "Look, I want a piece of the action from where I'm originally from. Let's look at doing something in Edinburgh." So. Middle of April, we literally just finished wrapping up the festival. We think, well, it might be an idea. We're not busy enough. We've got 2 kids.
Yeah, we don't like relaxing.
We've got our jobs. But let's put one in the capital. So we thought let's look at it. Murrayfield's a beautiful venue. I've got a bit of a rugby background as well, and again, hence the charity that we'll talk about in a sec as well. But it was very much let's go for it.
Yeah.
And here we are. Fast forward again, and we've got in excess of 50 exhibitors now, made up of independent bottlers, distillers, other kind of whiskey products.
This is only a few months in the making,
Mental.
guys. That's
Mental.
great. A phenomenal job done by both of you. Amazing stuff to hear. So this is the first time that it's going to be sort of running on this sort of a level.
Yeah.
I'd say so. Yeah.
I mean, in Clacks we had about 35 exhibitors, which is a big festival over 3 sessions. So, but this is a different scale in terms of exhibitors.
Yeah.
We've got some amazing exhibitors come in.
Well, it's growing by the day at the moment, isn't it?
I know.
But
literally.
literally by the day.
Yeah.
And the tickets are doing really well as well.
Good.
They're doing really
That's
well.
what we want to
so
hear.
the attendance will be good, but obviously we've always been keen to ensure that we've got that nice balance whereby exhibitors have the space, the time to speak to those attending as well. There's nothing worse, and I've seen some of them as well, where you've got an aerial view of 5 exhibitors and 300 people, and you're just like, wow, nightmare. So
You're not going to learn about
we're keen
anything
to-
if
nah.
all the stands are surrounded in that way. So no, I definitely there is that balance to be
Yeah.
struck.
Totally.
Definitely. That's so exciting. And I mean, like Stevie says, and I'm very well aware, the exhibitors are growing by the day. Is there any exhibitors that you're particularly excited about sort of showcasing and working alongside? Anyone new or?
We've got so many. So we've got a few favourites. So Cashier, a big favourite of ours, independent bottler. We've got a beautiful canvas that they produced. They bottled a few years ago. So big supporter of our event. So we're delighted to have them back with what they're producing. Annandale, another one on the table there. Again, big supporter of us. Newer distillery. So again, what we want to try and do is we want the big brands there as well, but we want to get independent bottlers, creative guys, the creative heads, but the newer distilleries as well. So we've got some fantastic. We're going international as well. We've got Cardrona from New Zealand.
Yep.
Amazing.
We've got McMira coming as well, and we have one of our ones that we're quite excited about. And again, there is a story behind. We've got Jameson coming as well with Pernod Ricard. So a real big hitter. As you know,
Yeah.
so it's great. We've got the guys that are really kicking off, our small independent distilleries, independent bottlers, and we've got a couple of big hitters as well. So it's exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
And the Jameson link as well. Why Jameson? Sometimes people in Scotland will get their hackles up about Jameson, but majority of people will realise that Mr. John Jameson himself was a Scot. But originally, he's from Alloa, where we do our festival.
Yes.
Didn't know that.
He
That's why we're
is.
so excited about it.
He was born in Alloa, and he's rests in Alloa, right next to the council offices.
That's gas
Down there.
crack.
So-
Fair enough. Okay.
So when we get you guys along to Clacks in April for our festival there,
Yeah, we'll break
we'll
into the cemetery.
we'll go for a
Oh, awesome.
we'll break into the
love it.
cemetery.
Break into the
have a dram with
dram.
John, will we? Love it.
Man.
So people don't realise that. So these are the kind of nuggets. And when we talk about history and heritage, what we don't want to do is switch people off. It's not about boring people with it, but it's about bringing the stories. And we've got great stories in Clacks. And Jameson is our nugget. And people do not realise that, as I say, he was born. He was a lawyer in Alloa. He married into the whisky industry through the Haigs, the Haig family.
Right. Okay.
And travelled across to Dublin, took over the distillery. The rest is history. His sons took over thereafter. So yeah, it's something, and I'm sure Jameson across there when you go on the tour. I'm sure Mr. John Jameson has an Irish accent, which isn't in some of the videos and things like that. So
for sure.
it's not good. We like to correct.
I nearly got chucked out the wee whiskey bar in Dublin in June for shouting on the way out. He's from Alloa. He's not Irish.
Like Serena, shut up.
Love it. I
And
love
they were
it.
like, well, it says Irish on the bottle, and I was like, screw you.
Serena
like,
getting
ouch,
ready to
ouch,
fight
ouch.
for it. I love it. All right, cool. Well, I'll tell you what then. Shall we start with the Jamesons?
Yeah.
You brought 3
Yeah.
wonderful whiskies. Please, Graham, you brought the whiskies. Give
No
us
way.
a little pour there, would you? And this is the Bow Street one. I don't know. Have you guys been on the Bow Street tour?
Nope.
You need
Have
to.
not.
Have you guys been on the Bow
We
Street tour?
were supposed to.
Have you
So
not?
for my 40th, Serena booked a trip to Dublin, and the flight was delayed, and we missed our slot on the boat. So we're
I was
raging.
so
no.
pissed about it. We didn't
So-
speak to each other for 2 hours. Like it was our fault. That
All right, let's not bring that back up then.
Yeah.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. I don't
JP,
want to start any arguments again. It's one I have to say, you all have to get over for it. Make the time. It's a shame that it didn't work out for you guys. It's one of the best.
You did it a few years ago, didn't you?
I've done it a couple of times
Fair,
actually, but
of
I've done
course.
it most recently. Yeah, actually, I say a few years ago, probably
Before COVID.
4 or 5 years ago now. It seems closer than it was. Great tour, phenomenal brand, as you say, guys. Such depth, such history. But what's really cool about this is that it is kind. Is this one of the cask strength ones, there, Graham?
It is, yeah.
Aye.
I'm sure it's about 55 I was going to say, and that's what it is, yeah, 55.1.
55 1, 18-year-old, and is this? It's matured in.
It's one of those ones. I think the Jameson 18.
First fill bourbon cask.
It's
Sorry,
first fill
I thought it was a
bourbon,
mix of first fill bourbon and sherry. You know.
Yeah, and then it's just
I know you love a Jameson.
carted up to Dublin and sat there for a bit so that it can say most. But no, it's
I have to say that the warehousing that they have there on Bow Street is comical. It's kind of like literally 10, 15 casks sort of thing, and they are just kind of finishing the. But I mean, the fact of the matter is, getting that license for them was very difficult because maturing whiskey in a capital city like that obviously comes with a lot of risks. And in Ireland, it hasn't been a thing for a minute now.
Look, I'm just glad we're getting to taste this. The last time a Jameson came on the podcast, it was an empty bottle.
Was it?
Stevie enjoyed it so much. He was like, "This is my
Oh,
favorite
it
whiskey."
was as well. Yeah,
Have a
filthy.
sniff of this empty bottle.
How many people bought off the back of that
Yeah.
bottles of
Well,
that
not me
from an
because I hadn't
empty
tried
bottle?
the
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
thing. But
so nice, isn't it?
So nice.
Yeah, this is delicious and it's so creamy and sweet.
Really?
Irish whiskey at its best, my
Exactly.
guy. 100%. I haven't even tried it yet. 55-1, and it's just
See, I love a regular Jameson.
Creamy.
Genuinely, just love. I enjoy
straight
it.
off the shelf.
I enjoy a Jameson whiskey, but
Aye.
but this is gold stuff. This is,
I think that the difference between a regular Jameson, though, like I would use a regular Jameson to chase, like, not that I drink beer very regularly at all, but like if I was having a pint in the pub
Exactly.
with a friend, I would almost order that to make the pint a little bit more enjoyable. I just really don't like beer. But the difference with this, again, just that level up in cask strength, the creaminess, that pot still nature kind of comes
it's
through a
the
bit
pot
more.
still.
Real Irish qualities. And I'm surprised it's just first fill bourbon. That's what it's saying. I thought that this was sherried, and I'm getting elements of fruit in it as well.
You definitely do. There's a
Maybe it's
sherry
just
hint.
colorant playing with our minds. I don't know what we should expect.
It's very sweet, isn't it? Like not
It is.
not unpleasantly so, just in a really solid way, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can see this being bourbon. I can see it being sherry as well. It'd be very difficult if you were given this blind
To
probably
decide.
To decide, right?
For sure.
Yeah, it
More
could-
so on the palate, actually, I can tell that it is a bit more bourbon mature. At the back end, you get a lot of very solid vanillas. And
Yeah.
you talk about vanilla and bourbon. It's like, oh, of course, there's vanillins in every cask, but that's a really concentrated vanilla flavoring to me. It's high quality
like vanilla
first
extract,
fill
yeah.
bourbons.
Yeah.
You don't get that from a refill cask, do you? This is a high quality cask been used to mature this.
What I find interesting about this is there's elements of Scotch whiskey, there's elements of Irish whiskey, and there's elements of American whiskey as well. Like for me, I'm getting a bit of orange oil and stuff that you might get from a kind of bourbon as well.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of know what you mean. Fair enough. Yeah. Interesting. It's yummy, though.
It's
It
beautiful,
is,
isn't it?
it is.
It's a delicious
Just like
whiskey.
dessert.
Graham, do you mind me asking, do you know what this retails for?
You can't get a bottle any less than about 185.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say it's about £200.
Yeah,
a
it's
bottle.
about 200 quid a bottle, but yeah.
I think it's worth it, 18-year-old Irish whiskey, and this is the thing. When it comes to Irish whiskey, there's not as much
get
of
it.
it.
You don't get it.
There's just not as much of it. So when you look at the age statement, you've really got to take in that side of, okay, not only has it taken 18 years, but there's just not even half as much Irish out there as there is Scotch. And so the accessibility point of view, you're going to have to pay a premium for it. I think, and I don't want to spoil the end of the episode, we'll come on to our ratings. I think this is worth £200, though. I think it is. I really do. I think this is a lovely whiskey.
So you've got these guys coming. and you've got the lovely Janice. representing
Janice is a
them.
legend.
She is a
We've
legend.
done a bit of content with her before. You
Okay,
guys have.
okay.
Oh no, you were invited to do that cask. What was it? It was
The cooperage.
the Cooper experience.
Which you guys are also doing,
You
right?
guys do, yeah.
Yeah, I've never
absolutely.
seen that at a festival before. So again, another really cool experience to watch, get involved with. So
Yeah.
and who is doing that?
We've
I'm
got
interested.
Diageo Coopers coming. So again, tying the story together. So Canvas is now no longer a distillery, but it houses. I think it is. We stand corrected. One of the biggest, if not the biggest, Cooper in. Set up in Europe, so they are 30,000 barrels a month. I think they produce, and so we've
All by hand as well.
Huge site. They still stick to as much of the original trade as they can. So we've got a couple of guys coming from the Canvas site, so they support.
They've came previously.
Well,
yeah, they've came for the last 2
Brilliant
years
guys.
running, and they're absolutely outstanding. And it's just an opportunity for everybody to firstly view it, nice cask raising display, but also to get involved as well. That's quite
Definitely.
cool. And
You
that
get
sound,
people
while
up.
dram handed, and the sound of a cask being built,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, that's just priceless.
Yeah,
So,
100%. Not only that, I think it's such an important thing. Like we go to these whiskey festivals, and like you say, it's very easy to turn up, walk around, get a skinful of whiskey, have a grand old time, but maybe not really learn a huge amount.
yeah.
And we talk about whiskey, 60 to 80% of the flavour of any whiskey is coming from the cask. Really matters the type of cask. You know, we're talking about here. Is it sherry? Is it first fill bourbon? What are the differences? You know, the ability to kind of put a Cooper in front of people that seldom would have understood the importance of that, and for really getting involved, you separate yourself from pretty much every festival I've ever been to, right? It just doesn't you don't get that insight. I think it's so important. And again, you know, young people in whiskey trying to showcase
still
something
young.
different.
Still young.
You're still young.
40
You're
this year,
a
both of us.
great looking couple. Young people taking a fresh approach
You've
to
got
whiskey.
you got to start calling me young now. Then
Yeah, no, you're an old man.
fuck off.
As far as our trio goes, you're definitely the old man, Ian. But this is the thing. You're taking a fresh approach. You're trying to come at it from a different point of view, get people involved in a slightly different way. And I think that that's what these festivals need, just fresh eyes on them.
I think
you
that's
know?
what happened the first time you took me to a festival. And I remember going in super excited. He was buzzing. He was just like, "You're gonna love this. It's gonna
Get
be
the sweet shopping,
amazing." You know, and I was like, yeah. And I went in, I had a couple of drams, and I was like, "Oh, that's tasty." And I was looking about, and I was like, "Wow, this is like Day of the Dead. There's just no soul here at
Right,
all. Like
right.
it just didn't feel." And obviously, that's coming from somebody who was inexperienced in attending whiskey festivals.
But that matters.
Yeah, it's really
Because
This
it
is what
needs
we're
to be
seeing,
welcoming
and, you know,
inexperienced people.
That's the thing, and I wanted to know as I was learning about whiskey and sampling, I wanted to know the story, and this is where we were keen to kind of drive that element with the heritage, with the Coopers, with everything. We wanted to.
It's immersive, eh?
Yeah.
It's immersive. You know what was class about the first festival we did? We had the Coopers there. Was just see that banging of somebody making a barrel as you're making your way around sampling whiskey, like you say, thinking about the story, where it's come from, what's in it. It was just class, and we had actually a couple of older guys that had worked in the whiskey industry, and they came along, and you could see even them that had been involved in it.
They haven't seen that shit
for
before,
decades.
have
They were
they?
just like, "Oh, this is," it's taking me back, and that's what we wanted to try and create. Was that it's not just the visual, but the audio as well. Like, and that's what will be good about Murrayfield. We'll have a guy banging away in a barrel. We'll have good chat going on. We'll have stories to tell, and we'll have cracking whiskey. So
heritage.
it's got to be
exhibition,
immersive. So that's where we've
artifacts.
kind of. And Serena's great with that. She's got that creative brain.
Well,
That,
I think
creative stroke offensive sometimes. Just like,
That's all right. You fit in very nicely here, Serena. Don't worry. Very nicely. You're at home here.
why do you think I contacted you guys?
I mean,
Exactly.
The atmosphere is so important, right?
It is.
I'm lucky enough that I've been part of a bunch of whiskey clubs down in London for a while, and so I don't think I probably ever went to a whiskey festival without someone to go with.
Right.
I think if I was attending for the first time myself as a
yourself.
more inexperienced whiskey drinker, it would be really intimidating. It's
Yeah.
like, where do I start?
Yeah.
The fact that you've got a bunch of other things that are there to do and things to learn
Like you say, an
about.
immersive experience.
Yeah.
I love
No,
that. That's
it's
exactly what it needs to be.
it has to be.
And I think as well, what gives you the appreciation, having the cask there, having the Coopers there, talking about that, gives a much greater appreciation for age statements.
Yeah.
Because we kind of walk around these festivals, oh, it's 10 years old, it's 20 years old, it's 50 years old. You don't really kind of bat an eyelid, especially these seasoned drinkers just kind of put that in my glass and they're almost expectant to just, I deserve this, you know? It's like, hold on a fucking minute here, okay? This is spent 18 years in a cask, in a vessel, just locked away in the back arse of nowhere, waiting for you. Just fucking wait a minute.
What were you doing 18 years ago?
What exactly? What were you doing 18 years ago? I was in school, like,
I'm going to get that
around.
on a board. I'm going to get that made up on a board.
But that's what's so important. And I think that once you've got that there, like you say, someone's smashing away on a cask. Come on over, learn about this.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Oh, so the age stuff. Oh, fucking hell. All of a sudden it ticks, you know?
It's incredible when you think about it. I'd have been drinking a fucking Smirnoff Ice in university somewhere. Like,
You shouldn't have said that, dude. I'm going to call you Smirnoff Ice from now on. But that's it. That is exactly it. It's such a key point. You know, think about where you were, how much time, how much effort, how much passion, how much experience and knowledge has gone into any whiskey that you're drinking. Blows my mind. And again, as an independent bottler, I just feel so privileged to be able to get involved in these things.
Yeah.
We don't make the whiskies that we bottle. We're just lucky enough to buy them and look after them and eventually showcase them in the best way that we can, you know? It's a privilege. It really fucking is. And for anyone to be expectant or just nonchalantly walking around, even an 18-year-old, you know, and you've probably got much higher age statements coming at your whiskey festival, it's phenomenal. Really, really cool. So I want to go back just a minute, though, because, Graham, you said that it kind of, whiskey's been in your family, kind of a bit of a heritage, something you almost inherited a little bit of. What's your whiskey experience, Serena? Are you somebody that's always enjoyed whiskey? Did Graham get you into it? Where do you land?
Mine's half Italian. I mean, Italian red wine, so it was never ever going to be whiskey.
Okay.
Growing up as a kid, but I'd be worried if I'd got poured. I was poured a dram after dinner.
Medicine.
For sure.
But it certainly was a little bit of red wine after dinner from the age of 10. So
okay.
So no, it was actually Graham that kind of brought that to the table, I suppose. You had a keen interest prior to coming to me about the festival.
Okay.
And then when he came to me about the festival 3 years ago, hands on hips, I can do this. I was just like, cool, I'll book a whiskey course or something, and I'll get to know it.
I'll learn as I go. And
I'm on the event side of things, you know, and the way I've seen it, it's he was a whiskey man.
She's underplaying it because you're right into it now, picking up all the flavours.
Yeah, that's what I do. He pours me a dram and I go, vanilla.
Love it.
But no, it's I'm enjoying it. But certainly.
You've sit most nights now and sit and have a dram.
Yeah.
You'd never have done that.
No.
5-10 years ago, probably.
Never.
You're just loving it now.
So I'm still a complete amateur.
Oh, so am I.
Yeah.
For the love, right? For the love. That's what we all do it for. I think anyone labelling themselves as a professional is a bit of a tit, really.
Yeah.
Honestly.
you
We do it for the love. What do we know? I think no matter how much I learn, I always feel I'm at the foot of the mountain. There is so much. There are so many different sides of whiskey, you know? Forget being a professional. I'm just enjoying myself.
Yeah, almost any festival you go to, like I'll meet someone who's forgotten more about whiskey than I
ever learn. Aye, definitely.
And it's when you go to these experiences or tastings and the tutor or the person talking it through says the same thing. Oh, you know, everybody's right. Whatever you're picking up, it's all right. It's all good. Just that, you know, it's not. We're not all picking up the same stuff. No. You shouldn't expect to pick up, but everybody's different. You just think. That's the way whiskey is, isn't it? Definitely. You know, it's not exact science. Well, in some cases, some people might think it is, but
I do admire. I do admire online when I have a look. It was, you guys just had Liv in the other day. I have a total girl crush on Liv, but like
she's cool, isn't she?
Oh my word!
And again, you talk about people and experience, whatever. Liv. Anyone who hasn't checked out the episode, we will be launching it soon, if not before this one, soon.
This
after.
will be going out pretty close.
This will be going, for sure. Liv is 20 years old.
I know.
And we were saying after she left, the amount of experience that she will get by the time she's our age, we will feel like such fucking Egypts. Like, genuinely, absolute legend she is. Really,
when I was
cool.
20, I didn't know what I wanted for dinner, let alone what I wanted from my career. Like, incredible.
Children.
Like, just the vision.
Exactly. No, 100%. She's learning so much. She knows her stuff. And to hear her journey so far was phenomenal as well. So, this is the thing. I think you're absolutely right. It's kind of, there is no right or wrong. It's just, we're all on a journey. And I think the more we can kind of attend wonderful festivals like yours, broaden our horizons, learn a little bit, enjoy a little bit, share a little bit, that's what it's all about, right? I'm loving this Bow Street dram. It's good, I kind of don't want to finish it, to be honest. But we get the next one in the glass. And I see as well, I don't want to get ahead of myself and welcome myself into a present that you haven't given me yet, but you've got 3 glasses on the table here. Are they for us?
Oh, they're for you.
Those
Are
are for
they?
you because
I wouldn't have gave you them.
I'm going to
myself.
unwrap
for
mine.
you. Jay.
As I said to Stevie, you obviously will be lacking in whiskey glasses.
Obviously.
Obviously.
Always running shy of whiskey glasses, Serena. Look at that.
These ones are for the Manchur's Whisky Festival because our Edinburgh ones are still
Very cool.
I love
in
it.
the process of being.
Nothing more I love than a new whiskey glass, and you know what? You've leveled it up with the hat. It's so rare that you get the cap.
Oh,
It is actually.
So rare,
They're
man.
always nice.
So rare, and I love that.
And they're important too, right?
Hey, listen. You want to do a good whiskey tasting with a few friends? You need those caps, my
Need
guy.
the hats.
100%. 100%. Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
That's
very
awesome.
much. Yeah.
No problem at all.
Will we move on to the next dram?
yeah.
What would you like to pour next? Where are we going? You decide.
We'll save the cameras to last because if you don't like that one, I'll be raging.
Upset. We
But,
can just leave.
So we'll go with the Annandale Man of Sword.
Cool.
Ex bourbon, higher ABV, 60.5.
Okay. Cask
So-
strength, presumably, or does it?
Yeah,
not
cask
say?
strength, and 224 balls. So yeah.
Okay. Cool. Thank you very much.
Ready?
Lovely.
So, sorry, is this? I've never seen or heard of this before. Is it an indie or?
No, Annandale.
Annandale, so-
Oh, it's Annandale. Oh, it
Annandale
is. Sorry.
Distillery. Sorry, yeah. I haven't heard of this release myself.
Not the
but,
release. Yeah, exactly.
Intrigued. Thank you, Greg.
I've heard of it. I've never tried it. In fact,
Thank you very
I
much.
don't think I've ever tried anything
Yeah.
from Annandale.
Yeah, I think
I
I've
don't
tried
think I have.
one little sample that somebody sent me, and that's about it.
Thank you, Graham.
So Annandale, one of the newer distilleries that are joining you guys at
Yeah.
the show, is it?
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
I'm
they're,
just
they're,
simple.
they're, they're a newer
Right.
distillery. I could not tell you, wouldn't do justice to tell you when they were established, but a newer distillery, and they're getting around really, really well. A big supporter of our festivals, so hence why I was keen to indulge. I've been holding that one back, so that's just popped open just now. So yeah, great exhibitor, really interactive. Again, they fit with exactly how we want to run our festivals. So
This is non-age statement, isn't it?
yeah.
It's fucking yummy.
It is yummy.
I have to admit, I
That was got
wasn't
another wee there.
expecting much. You go from 18-year-old Jameson, right?
I know.
And then you go to a non-age statement, a new
From a
distillery,
new distillery, yeah.
an expression I haven't heard of.
Yep.
You don't want to hold your expectations too high. That's
Single
yummy.
cast.
That's fruit salad in
60.5.
glass, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pleasantly. Like a little bit fruity, a little bit malty.
And I reckon that's what their new maker's like. You know, given that it's probably 4, 5 years,
Nice.
probably,
No,
right?
Jeez, that's easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
for 60.5 as well,
Too
it's almost
easy.
a little
Yeah,
high.
I was
a
expecting.
bit too easy,
Too
Serena.
easy.
That's the one. Want to be careful with this one.
It's nice.
That's yummy.
It's nicely integrated. The alcohol, I wouldn't guess this was 60.5.
No, you
Never
would,
die.
I would
No.
not.
No,
I'd
no,
not.
no.
I was
55.
always thinking, right, I might need some water here. This might be the one, but no.
No, it sits very nicely in the glass.
So where are these guys? What region are they from?
They will be probably still under Lowland, but they're in the borders.
Right.
So Annandale's in the borders.
Right.
Borders of Scotland. So
Very cool.
God, they're everywhere. They are
Yeah.
absolutely everywhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah, their brand ambassador is it Ben?
Ben, yeah.
Ben, he's just kid doesn't stop.
Well,
Doing his job
these
well.
guys
A
are
good
like
brand
that.
ambassador. So, yeah, I'm looking
Ben
forward to
Callum.
seeing what
Ben
they bring.
Callum.
Ben Callum,
Really,
that's
because
right.
this is
Fantastic.
excellent.
And this is
Man,
their
words.
unpeated
So-
release, right? Because they have the Man of... Yeah, this is the Man of Swords, and then there's the...
Sorry,
there
is it the Man of Swords or the Man of Words?
Oh, man of words.
This is the Man of Words. Then there
Man
is the
of
Man
Words.
of... There is the Man of Swords, though, right?
There's
Which is
Man
the
of Swords,
peated
that's right.
one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like this. Yummy.
Nice.
It's kind of like... It's kind of simple, but
It's quite
nice.
cool. It's quite a cool little bottle as well.
Very different.
Yeah.
I had no idea what was going to come out of there. So
It
that's
doesn't
why-
look like a whiskey bottle, though. It looks like a
Yeah.
gin bottle.
Yeah.
It looks like that King of Soho bottle. Do you know? Is it
Yeah.
the King of Soho, the Prince of Soho? You know the one
King
I'm
of
talking
Soho,
about.
the pimp.
You know exactly the one I'm talking about. The gin bottle.
Yeah, the King of Soho, he was a pimp.
I know exactly. Yeah, but
Of London.
do you know what I mean? It has the same
Sorry, the design. Yeah, of course.
same
Yes,
sort of
it does
writing.
look very
It looks like
ginish.
that.
Yeah. It's cool.
I don't know if I like the look of the bottle. I like the taste of the whiskey, though.
No, I do. I like it.
I like both.
Look. Yeah, but look and taste.
Do you know what this retails at?
It is. I should get my Bevy app out just now and check. I think we're sitting about 200, about 150 for that. I think. Yeah.
That's an important thing to mention as well. Is it's sponsored by Bevy app, right? Could you tell us a little bit more about them?
We can, we can. So this will be our second festival, and that Bevy work with us, and very much an integral part of what we're doing in terms of our festival approach. So they are effectively, and they would describe it as this as well. So are you guys aware of the wine app Vivino?
Yes, I use it a lot. Yeah.
So they effectively are looking to, kick on and become the main whiskey app. Similar to that, but they want to be far more interactive as well. Just again a bit of an immersive experience, videos, but also so effectively, you pull out your Bevy app. You don't know quite enough about the whiskey. You scan the bottle with the app, and it'll give you the full overview of the bottle. And they want to go down that route of being able to I want to purchase that bottle there and then. So they will help us on the festival as well, because what they'll be doing is everything. When you walk into our festival, you'll pull up your app, your ticket will be on the app. You'll scan in, you want a particular bottle of whiskey, you'll go onto the app, you'll search through the exhibitor, you'll find that bottle, and you just can buy it there and then. So we're removing that kind of trying to bring everything online, removing the physical shop. It's really hard for the retailer as well when you've got umpteen bottles of whiskey that you've got to get. So everything we're trying to generate a kind of online, easy to interact with festival. So that'll be the way that we operate it. So Bevy have just been fantastic. Just to they kind of see our way of doing things. They have such a similar approach.
We work well together, and we've got the same kind of outlook when it comes to the future of certainly our festivals. So. As we say, your ultimate whiskey digital companion. It's fantastic.
So watch this space, because they have big aspirations for sure in whiskey. Big aspirations in whiskey. So we're really excited to be part of that, and just creating that again that modern approach. And that's back to what Serena's.
Sorry, Graham, to interrupt just there, but equally we don't want heads and phones, people wandering about. We just wanted something simple whereby you're at a stand, you're standing with unit cashier, you want to purchase a bottle, he can direct you onto it, because so many times you think, I'm getting myself a bottle of that, you walk away, you go to the shop, you have no idea what it was that you want, you get distracted, you buy 19 bottles of randomness, as our sponsor Alloa First did, didn't they?
Yeah, that's right.
So
it's funny though, there's massive whiskey brands out there that are really not even taking baby steps into the digital world. They've got a very stuffy website, huge amounts of whiskey brands don't even have a web shop, let alone anything else. So to have an app that's there, that's being able to do stuff, clear, concise user experience, again, it's really important. There's more younger
bringing
people.
the industry into the 21st century.
Well, it is.
It's still stuck in the 19th century on so many parts.
You need to drag people kicking and screaming in some parts of the industry, and it's like, no, come on, seriously, let's go.
But like I said at the beginning, that's what we're here for. We're the next generation of whiskey. We're all here to kind of let's
make it
this
accessible.
forward.
Make it accessible.
Exactly. Make it accessible. Make it ready for everyone. Make it ready for people like us, right? We are literally the next wave of whiskey drinkers, isn't it? So why would you not make it accessible for us?
It's so refreshing to hear you say that, because I distinctly remember going into my first whiskey festival and being like, wow, elderly men, a sea of elderly men.
It can be a bit like that sometimes, unfortunately.
But no, I've recognised that it is changing.
Aye.
And particularly the online kind of community, whiskey community, you can see it. Women coming through as well, and it's
younger
not
people.
that I'm a foot stomping feminist, but it's
No,
quite
but
cool.
it's,
That's what I'm saying about Liv.
it's
so
developing
nice.
nicely online, and I want more of that in person.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's slowly getting there in person, but maybe not as quickly as it is online. And that's the thing. I think we need more young people, more women, more representatives from every walk of life to be coming into the festivals. And I think that's what's so lovely about your festival is it allows for that. It's kind of, you've got everything from new distilleries to old school brands. You've got your experience, the immersive experience. I still latch on to exactly what you said at the beginning there, Graham, because it's so important to just, look, everyone could pour whiskey all afternoon and get people trolleyed and go home and see you later. Yeah, okay.
It's an easy job.
Stumble back.
It's an easy job.
It could
to do
be a
it.
very easy job if you
It's an
wanted
easy
it
job.
to be, right? But the fact that you guys are going that extra mile, putting in the effort to get different experience, different brands, not just the old school ones, but new people who are making changes and exciting things in the industry, it's only going to spur that sort of whole scene on. So
That's why I love you got like the Cooper and stuff, like, because it's not just about even the drinking part of the festival, like what whiskey might be interested. It's like, how can you get people more interested in the process of making whiskey? Like, I think the more people are involved in the craftsmanship, in the process of making whiskey, it deepens their involvement in the industry, deepens their love for the spirit. And again, the more people that you get like that, the more people they bring in. And at the end of the day, even if it is still like a bunch of old men, hopefully they're talking to other people, talking to their kids,
exactly.
talking to other people they know, being like, this was great.
Absolutely.
And you guys are a huge part of that, you know, and Serena's been the key driver for that. So, you know, we are always thinking, right, how do we make ours the best? How do we make ours, you know, it's not always the biggest, but how, you know, it's going to be one of the biggest, but how do we make ours the most immersive? How do we make ours the best in terms of social engagement? And, you know, you guys are a huge part of that, because we want people to not just, again, go to Annandale stand and next stand and the next stand, because we've got non-sampling exhibitors as well. We've got a few whiskey different products that are going to be there as well.
Cool.
So they'll be web through it, but you guys will be placed through that as well, so that people have that opportunity to stop, have a blether, maybe jump on the podcast, have a drink with you, have a chat, and create some content that again can be used to do exactly what you're saying in terms of get to a new audience of people. So. Serena's been critical to that. She's got all the influencers online. We've got a few influencers coming as well, haven't we?
Yeah.
So
we've got a lady, a girl tasting whiskey. Her name's Nadia. She's come from Adelaide.
Yeah.
Sorry, we follow her, don't we?
Yes,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
do.
She's cool.
She's
She's
super
really cool. She
So
does
I
some
told
great
her you
content.
guys are coming as well, and she had said,
cool.
all these guys, and so she's. I said to her, you must make sure that you hook up with them. You know, just get a bit of a chat. And so
definitely.
she's come from Adelaide. She's visiting London, and she thought, when she'd seen the festival, she thought, you know what, I'm going to nip up to Edinburgh, and then she's going to head over
no,
to.
you made that happen. You made that happen, no?
Amazing. Yeah. She's absolutely
Serena,
great.
was it you that found the podcast? In the
Yes.
first?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, it was.
I love that.
It was
Big
just
up
your
Serena for
console.
that.
Yeah.
What was it that drew you in? Because
You
we can be
swearing.
quite vulgar.
It was a beer. It was a beard.
It was the beard, wasn't it?
I
You need to grow yours out there, Graham.
like-
Grow it out.
I've got good taste.
What was it that drew you in? Because
Okay.
sometimes, to be honest, I'm surprised anyone listens to us. I am so surprised that anyone is interested in what we have to say. We can be vulgar. We can. I mean, we just try and have the crack. To be honest, as we've said from the beginning, it's kind of conversations we were having anyway, and we
Yeah.
just bravely decided let's put them on camera.
I think that's the
Yeah,
appeal, though,
yeah.
Jake. Right? Is that we're not trying to appease or
No.
pretend,
No.
or
That's exactly
we're
it.
just having being
sometimes
us
a little bit too honest, maybe.
for sure.
But I think that's important. I think
But-
people should be able to be honest. And if you think something's fucking horrible, say that. You know, I don't
Yeah,
think
but
there's anything
people
wrong
are
with
too scared, or they have confinements, or worried about losing a brand deal. Sorry, you know. So that's why. And we're quite lucky in the fact that we are not tied to anything, really. You know, so
that. Yeah.
we can be.
I just think, I'm
ourselves.
honoured to think that anyone. I think it's so funny.
It
that
is
people
funny.
listen to it. It's so gas. And again, the fact that you guys invited us to your festival to kind of be
I found you guys
part
on
of that is
Spotify.
hilarious.
Spotify,
It is
Wednesday.
so It's gas. I love it though. I'm so excited.
We can sit there. We can be a ginormous pain in the arse. We can be running around, grabbing people off of their stand, sitting them
I
down.
love it.
That's what we expect. To be honest.
Excellent.
Fully
Good.
expect that.
That's what you're going to fucking have.
Seriously.
I'll remind
pressure,
you of that on the
but
day
stop
when
doing
we
it,
are
not
causing you ad nauseum, non-stop fucking headaches, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like, fucking headache. Yeah, but
But you'll love the vibe. You'll love the vibe, and you're going to add to that, and that's
You're
what
exactly
we want.
what we wanted at our festival.
It's the social
basically.
element we need to even
Yeah,
drive
Yeah,
forward.
listen
again.
to you, went onto your Instagram, scrolled through. Do you know, do you ever have those evenings when you're looking through deals and you're pissing yourself laughing at just the most random stuff?
Aye.
I went onto your Instagram page and I actually started watching you guys doing, recording the pod, and I was just howling, absolutely howling.
good,
And I was
I'm
like, I've got to share this, and then I was like, oh God, what if I share this and people are going to be offended by him fucking and him pissing and, you know. But no, that's pretty much why.
That sums it up so nicely. I love that you like it, Serena. Fantastic. No, but this is the thing. Look, I think, you know, the more that we welcome everyone, right? Like you say, it's not supposed to just be old, stuffy men, you know? I think that there is, unfortunately, that misconception. But I think that with people like yourselves, and hopefully with people like ourselves a little bit as well, we can change that. And, I think the idea of whiskey being pigeonholed into one group is so stupid. Like, there is so much flavour, so much character within whiskies. To not like one doesn't mean you won't like the rest.
Exactly.
Everyone should feel welcome. Everyone should be able to show up, especially at events, at bars, at places where it's just trying and sampling, because that's how we can get people into them buying bottles. That's how we'll see continued growth, as we have seen. And, you know, old men are dying, so we can't rely on them. Let's fucking face it, right? Old men are fucking dying left, right, and centre. We need new blood. We need young people. We need exciting people
And
like us
collection.
here. Exactly.
We need change, right?
That's it. We need, yes,
Yeah,
big
yeah,
ups.
yeah,
We need a
yeah.
bit of change.
And that's what, you know, you guys are doing. And I think if I was going to a whiskey festival and I was walking around and I saw the cooperage and I saw a podcast going live and I saw this, that would stick with me.
Yeah.
That would stick with me. And I'd feel
yeah.
like I'd have a good time rather than just the same old, as you say, tasting,
Well, that
tasting,
was it.
tasting.
That everything you've just described there was everything I didn't see at my first whiskey festival.
Yeah.
And everything that I wanted to
Exactly.
bring.
Because how many festivals do you go to that you see those things going on?
Yeah.
None.
But that's the key.
Right?
How many whiskey festivals had you been to when you felt like that? A handful?
Yeah.
2, 3, 4,
Yeah,
5.
not, not
Do you know? And that's the thing. New blood. People looking at things from a new point of view, a new perspective.
Do you know what? Like, you know, when you meet someone for the first time, like, oh, yeah, you know, what do you do, or like, what are you into, like, outside of work or whatever? Like, it almost sometimes feels embarrassing to say whiskey because they're like, oh, that's really fucking boring, right? That's something old people drink. Like,
Right.
Where's your smoking jacket, mate? And it's like, no. Like, this should be cool. It should be interesting. Like, the depth of flavour, the craftsmanship, the process, the fact that it tastes so different across the breadth of distilleries, regardless of what country, like, you might be interested, or countries you're interested in.
Yeah.
Like, that's what makes it so interesting. It shouldn't matter what age, gender, race, anything. Like, you're going there to explore new things, have a fun experience, and meet hopefully cool people. And, you know, no one's going to be there in a
Stuck
cigar, like with a cigar and a smoking jacket.
Well, yeah, no, I can't, to be honest.
Maybe one or two.
Yeah.
1 or
You
2
just say
maybe. Steve, we had our welcome episode to the podcast, and Stevie called me out for wearing slippers in it. Because I say, oh, smoking jackets and slippers, and I'm wearing my fucking.
Oh, yeah, your
and you're
leopard
you're wearing
print.
slippers in it, mate. Oh,
Your leopard print boat shoes.
all the episodes I should have said that in. That was not the one, but there we go.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, gas crack.
Jake is actually planning an outfit for the festival.
I'm
wonderful.
trying as loud as possible.
Like a like a big
How
thing,
sad
yeah.
is that though? I feel like
What?
a 10-year-old
Can you-
girl or something like
can you-
planning
Get
my
ready for disco.
outfit.
I
Genuinely.
think we're gonna go
What?
big.
All right.
Yeah,
Can you
no,
beat
no.
what I was wearing yesterday?
You can do if you want, mate.
No, I said, can you beat what I was wearing yesterday?
No. I'm not.
Yes,
No,
there
no,
we
no,
go.
no,
All
no,
right,
no,
let's
no,
see
no.
what we can do.
No.
Oh,
I'm not
this
going
is
to the
great.
beach, mate.
This is great.
But yeah, no, this is how excited we are. Genuinely, guys. I'm
Good.
planning I don't plan my outfits for anything. I'm planning my outfits, planning my hairdo. I'm getting my beard trimmed. Who knows what else might happen, you know? Putting some serious time and thought into your festival.
I'm going to bring my smoking jacket now.
We should just do fancy dress.
Oh, smoking jacket.
Fancy
Fancy that
dress.
term for.
Now, guys, we have one more dram on the table.
Yeah.
Graham, this is one that we already can guarantee you we enjoy based on the sort of
Yeah.
intro that you gave to it. We have to enjoy it, otherwise we're getting a good whacking. If you wouldn't mind, do you want to pour that?
Yeah.
But as you pour it, Serena, maybe you can start telling us, and then Graham, once the pouring is done, tell us all about this charity. Because at the end of the day, we're going to turn up, we're going to have a great afternoon, we're going to record ourselves chatting a load of shite. All of your guests are going to have an amazing time learning about whiskey, learning about the brands, learning about the casks. Awesome. But at the end of the day, you guys are doing it more than just for yourselves, which I love. I think there is always an opportunity to give back to the community at large. And the charity that you've picked is a phenomenal charity, actually, something that I'm fully in support of. But I want to hear about it from you guys because you're going to tell it much better than I am. So what is the charity called, Serena?
The charity we are supporting for the first festival is sorry, I'm going to give you that. My name's Doddie Foundation.
My Name's Doddie Foundation. Okay, grand. So tell us a little bit about that, guys, and why it's important to you, why you've picked this as the charity.
Do you want to go?
I mean, when we started,
Thank you for the gram.
When we started
Graham.
in Clubmanager, there was a real problem with the male suicide within Clubmanager in terms of the stats. So we chose Neil's Hugs Foundation. So it's a suicide prevention charity. However, moving into Edinburgh Whisky Festival, and given the fact that the venue's Murrayfield, we thought, Graham's always felt very passionately about motor neurons disease, and about how we could best support and help the foundation. So when we did decide on Murrayfield, we thought, well, why not?
It's a great fit.
It's a great fit, yeah.
It's a great fit. And so, motor neurons disease is a scary condition. I don't know if you know a huge amount about it, but
Horrific.
Horrific condition. And obviously there's a couple of connections. One, as Serena was saying, our first festival focused on mental health. Always a difficult one to land, drink and whiskey, but we actually landed it. Well, I say we landed it really well. Our charitable partner, Neil's Hugs Foundation, literally jumped at us because we actually put out for, not an advert, but we kind of put out there to say, look, we want to work with a charity partner around mental health. Let's see how that lands. And they grabbed it straight away and said, great idea, love it, whiskey, potentially lots of men kicking around, great opportunity to dive into that.
Yep.
And it worked really, really well.
And you know what's really interesting about that? And sorry to interrupt you there, Graham, but I think it's so interesting that people think, we shouldn't mix whiskey with this.
Yeah.
But actually, if the government put a modicum of the money that was paid towards duties and taxes from alcohol into protecting men, women, people at large against that sort of thing, we wouldn't have even a percentage of the issue that we have. And this is the issue, is that the money is not spent where it needs to be spent. You look at places like Portugal, where they've completely changed their drug laws and they actually allocate funds from duties, taxes, etc., of cigarettes, alcohol, whatever it may be, into rehabilitation, into supporting the community, into making sure that issues do not recur. They stop recurring, funnily enough.
No,
Whereas our government is more interested in putting money in their pocket. Now, that's for another time. What you guys are doing is making sure that money is going where it needs to go. And I love that so much. So you've already done this one already. How did that go down?
It went really well. I mean, we've got a great partnership with that with the charity Neil's Hugs and Donna, who lost her son. She's the lady that runs the whole charity. So and what we found is in the last couple of years, the number of people, because they have a big presence on the day, we wanted them to have a presence, and we don't want them to have a presence whereby it's like,
we're not asking people
everybody
to put money in a
scuts
box.
past their desk, so there was an opportunity where we actually put stars up in the sky to represent everybody that had committed suicide in the area, so that they had a bit of a focal point to say, look, if you're going to look at one thing today,
visual sort of
if you're going to look at one thing today, look at that. That gives you a kind of. But they go around all the exhibitors and feed them and give them coffees and stuff like that. So
chat to them.
And the number of people that have actually opened up to them in a whisky festival is incredible. So that's been really, really positive. And the second charity, the charity that we're focused on with this festival, and we'll be focused with My Name's Doddie for the next 3 years. As I say, bit of a hybrid. A big supporter of trying to find, because it's motor neurons, there is no cure. It's unlikely to be a cure anytime soon. Was at an event the other day speaking to one of the top clinical nurses overseeing all this, that it's a brutal condition and the work goes on, so they desperately need as much money as they can get. And from my rugby background, Doddie Weir was sadly diagnosed with motor neurons a number of years ago, 5-6 years ago now. He sadly passed away. And, I had, in fact, one of my rugby heroes, Just van der Vesses, a South African rugby player, also had motor neurons as well. So it was always that, I'd love to do something, I'd love to do a bit more. But certainly Doddie Weir really kicked things on and kicked the arse out of this country to actually we need to do
Wake
more.
up and do something.
Well, there's he's in the first interview in the BBC that he did, and he's sitting there saying, there's no hope for me. That's not good enough. So he's done so much to kind of trailblaze, bring the top clinicians in UK together, knock heads together to actually, what are we doing? How are we collaborating to try and find something to slow this up or ultimately cure it? So, fantastic charity. We always want to do something. When we do something, we want to go all in. We don't want to just help out. We want to So with this festival, it was a case of we're in charge of this festival. Let's do something. Let's partner with this organisation and actually generate some funding.
It's not just about funding as well, and it's important to note that it's about raising an awareness and giving the foundation that they've very much got their own platforms as well, but adding to those platforms in the form of whiskey, in the form of something social, in the form of, are you aware that this is around, it's happening, and it it could be your dad, it could be your son, it could be and as we say, # be part of the cure.
and what's been nice with the working with the foundation, and Kenny Logan, former Scotland internationalist, he's going to be coming along hopefully as well. Some World Cup territory. It's quarter-final weekend that weekend, our weekend. So
all right, okay.
So which helps. It's 5 and 8 o'clock at night, so it's perfect timings. So we're going to have a few familiar faces there that are really driving the cause for MND as well. And yeah, as Serena says, it is the platform. It's about raising the profile of it. There'll be a lot of Doddie tartan kicking around as well.
We've got on the Bevy app, so we've got the option to buy your tickets on the Bevy app, obviously, and online. However, your second option for either of the session is to donate an additional £5, which goes straight to the foundation.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
So that's been doing really well.
And we also have our festival bottling as well.
You guys are going to be able to provide us with a link, yeah?
Absolutely,
Yes.
Cool. So guys, already in the description, you can jump on that link. You can buy tickets. You can buy tickets, you can donate, you can do everything in the link below. We're going to make sure that we got plenty of links there.
Appreciate that.
Make sure that we can support this charity, because look, turning up on the day, making sure we support the day is one thing. But I think what you've just hit on there, Graham, really makes a difference. It's actually continually pushing this forward until we can find something that slows it down, until we can find something that is actually going to cure this. These sorts of illnesses do not get funded very often. I don't know about this one, but do not get funded by the government. I know, because I had a motor neuron disease when I was younger. And so I can only appreciate the struggles that this charity must go through, the lack of coverage that it gets. Like you say, it could be anyone, right? You could have it. Your mum could have it. Your dad. You never know. And so this is the thing. Let's make sure we're looking after the community at large, not only enjoying ourselves, as he spills whiskey all over his chest there. Very good.
That's about 10 quid's worth.
I know, right? I'm sorry. I'm thoroughly enjoying it though, Graham. I promise you. This is the best canvas I've ever had, sir. But this is the thing. Making sure that we do something a little bit more. We're not just showing up for the day for ourselves. We're showing up to actually give back a bit, right?
Yeah, and if you're not going to attend the festival, you can jump onto to the MNDF website and give it a share.
Yeah.
I mean, just small things.
That's it. If you can't afford to donate,
Absolutely.
click share, send it out to your community. Someone will be able to add.
100%.
That's the one.
It's given the location of Murrayfield, right where he played, like the perfect.
It's a
charity
perfect
for the location.
It's
right?
a perfect venue, and what the foundation, like Kenny and whatnot, were saying as well, is that he would have, I brought a tear at my eye. He said, he'd have loved us. He'd have loved this event. He'd have been there at that event. That's the type of guy he was. So.
Did not play against him?
Yeah, did once, yeah. Did it still, yeah.
Amazing.
When he was finishing, and I was kind of on
Did he smash you?
I think he probably did. But he was a big man. So we have, and on a brighter note as well, because I know that kind of gets us frustrated and a wee bit sad. But on a brighter note, what we are doing, which is really fun alongside this as well, we've got a festival bottling.
You said, and sorry guys, it looks like I'm crying now. It's not because it's gotten overly emotional. I've just choked on my canvas there.
Jeez.
But
because you're enjoying it so
I'm
much.
enjoying it so very much, Serena. You know exactly where it's at.
And because of the charitable impact.
And because of all of the emotion in the room, 100%. But you were saying about this before we got going, and I mean, raising money for charity is one thing, but when you're able to bottle a phenomenal whiskey that's actually worth the money as well, you're not just asking for a handout. It makes all the difference. So tell the wonderful people at home What have you bottled for your?
Yeah, this is
for
a
your
world
festival?
exclusive. This
Very cool.
Pretty excited.
we've got so it's 5 independent bottlers who's one of our exhibitors. Again, fly the flag for Fib. They are a big supporter, in fact a huge supporter of the foundation. My name's Doddie as well, hence why they just wanted to get all over this. So they really kindly offered us the opportunity at no cost. So they are overseeing the bottling, production. We collaborated on the label, which we'll share with you guys, and you can circulate it later. But hopefully you're going to get a bottle as well. But so it's a Royal Bracla, 14-year-old, absolutely stunning whiskey, isn't it?
She's so pretty.
She's so pretty. I love it. Very good.
Ex Fino Cash, Fino Sherry.
Royal Bracla. I mean, phenomenal brand, phenomenal spirit.
Jake, you missed a bit. Fino.
I know.
Bracla.
I didn't miss
Yes,
that.
you did.
I'm
Oh,
so
yes.
excited. I'm going to be buying 2 or 3, or maybe all of it. You'll have none left to give to the rest of your guests. It's seriously exciting stuff. Cask strength.
Cask, yep, cask bottling.
14 years old. Fino finish, did you say?
Yes, I'm going to tell you what percentage is it. I'm just going to say it's early 50s, I think.
Okay.
So it's just absolutely perfect.
Beautiful.
So really excited about that. We did a collaborative label, so you'll get to see that in terms of that kind of Doddie. My name's Doddie inspiration.
Orla Rowe, she does a lot of the labellings for Fib and for other people. Our artwork's beautiful,
So
chuffed.
the money that we generate from that will hopefully dive straight into the charity as well.
Dive
So
straight into
it
the
will.
charity, not hopefully.
No, hopefully. Don't be the hopefully.
Sorry,
We're not like one of those.
keeping Graham on track
one of
there.
those-
It's
wow.
definitely
There'll
it's
be a
not
few
going anywhere else,
comments.
guys. Don't worry, it's going straight into the
What did your
charity.
guest mean by hopefully?
So,
Stealing from charity.
Graham, how many bottles are there of this?
We have 100 bottles available.
Not many.
but-
Not
okay.
many.
So
Woo!
you really mean 97? 'Cause-
Exactly. There might be
So
one or
I'm
two of
buying
the
3. How
100.
many are you buying?
Oh, right, okay,
I'm buying those 3.
I think between us is 10% gold.
At least. Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully one or two more than the 100, but yeah, 100 that'll be numbered 1 to 100 for sale on the day.
Amazing.
On
so
the
you
day.
have to turn up.
You have to
So
turn
guys,
up.
make sure if you haven't got your ticket, like we said earlier, there is
No
a
other
link
way.
below. Grab your ticket. It's Edinburgh. You're in the middle of a city. You've got
Yep.
loads of crap.
Easy to
Yeah.
get.
Not only you can have an amazing day, but you go out for dinner, you go out for drinks afterwards.
Tram goes right up to the stadium.
Yeah. Well, even if
Right
you
there,
even
door
if
to
you're
door, guys, come on.
even
Show
if you're
up.
flying in, you're only halfway into
Yeah.
the city.
Oh,
Right?
easy.
Like, it's on
10
the way
minutes
into
from
the
tram.
airport.
Yeah.
So easy, absolutely. All roads and trams lead straight to the door. So
But
love
also
it.
we're nearly there, but we're on track for 600 people over the 2 sessions, 3.5 hour sessions. So 100 bottles between 600, isn't it?
No,
Doesn't
we're
look
We're a
Right.
month
Still
away, are we
but-
not?
month
We're a
away,
month away.
literally.
Just a
The
month
fact that you've
month
already
away
got that
tomorrow.
many people is phenomenal.
That's great.
14th, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, we've got
Yep.
A little bit more than a
5
month.
weeks. something
Only a
like
month
that.
to go, guys. By the time this launches, probably even less than a month. So yeah, you need
Yeah.
to jump on the tickets. Is there a limited number of tickets? Or
It's funny because we had said 600 based on the 45 exhibitors. However, we are beyond that now in terms of exhibitors.
okay,
So that does kind of change
Yeah, it
things.
does, yeah. You're right. It's
marginally.
back to what you said earlier,
About
the
that
balance.
balance.
We've always said that, get the balance right. So what we do is try and keep it fluid, and that, if we've got 50 plus exhibitors, obviously that quick calculation of working out exhibitors to tickets tells you exactly kind of roughly how it's going to lay and how it's going to be. So we are absolutely not the festival that will cram folk in.
Yeah.
For the sake of making some cash. This is about actually creating the best experience. So, we can go in excess probably
Yeah.
just of that, but we
We
again
want
want to keep the
everybody up
balance
at a
just
stand. We want people
Perfect.
chatting. We don't want glasses just being poured and then standing back. We want people kind of engaging with
Giving
one
everyone a
another.
chance.
The social festival, yo.
Yeah.
how you enjoying the canvas.
I'm actually and on a very genuine level. No pressure there. I'm not going to even look at you whilst I say this. I like this.
It's beautiful.
I really like this. This
a
is
grain whiskey.
1989 canvas. Huh?
Yeah, and it's a grain
It's
whiskey.
lovely.
So all the whiskies in our area. So we had Cambus, Carsbridge. Carsbridge still goes into a lot of whiskies, likes of Johnny Walker and things like that. Carsbridge was one of the biggest producing grain distilleries in Scotland for a long time. It's no longer in existence. That's when my granddad started. But Cambus was another one that he worked in. But this whiskey that was produced through cask share bottling is just stunning. I mean, I drink a lot of Canvas because nostalgia and all that, but this
Because you love Clip
I've
Manager.
not.
Is that when it says curator Alistair Day? Is that the same Alistair that looks after
Rassay,
Rassay?
yes.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, lovely guy. Awesome. Look, I love Castbridge and Canvas. They're my two favourite
Really?
grain
Really?
distilleries. Yeah.
Oh, you have to come to Clip Manager then.
Oh, my
You have to
goodness.
come to Clip Manager, the festival, our original festival.
So, yep. Yes. There we go.
You have to come.
It is
It goes without
delicious.
saying, you know, the
Absolutely,
invites there.
guys.
My year as well, so
Is it
1989.
your net year? Yeah.
I was 83.
Fair
We
play,
sold
fair
the 83. Did we sell the 83 or did we not get a hold of the 83?
Yeah, we
Not
did.
sure what
We did.
happened.
But so that distillery closed in 1991. So that's now the cooperage.
Very yummy.
It's nice, and I just love green whiskey. Yeah. I just think it's so underrated. So underrated. I love the texture of green whiskey. I remember the first time I had a green whiskey, and you can taste it. I think it was a Cameron Bridge, and I just thought straight away it was texture. Love the texture. It just holds. It's actually smell wise. Sometimes green whiskey I think can put you off because it doesn't give off. I don't think sometimes the smell of a single malt. I don't know. Maybe I've not tasted enough different grain whiskies, but certainly that's my. Sometimes when I pick up a grain, I go, oh, and it's only when you taste it you really get the full flavours of it. But yeah, they did a good job on that one.
Yeah,
Spectacular.
we've said it a couple of
isn't it?
times. People just need to look after the casks in the right way, and this is clearly a very good cask. You know, the
Not only a good cast, but a good age.
yeah, absolutely.
Listen.
Well, you know, I've said it a couple of times. My favorite ever grain whiskey, and it's one of my top 10 drams of all time. It's a 46-year-old Castbridge that the Thompson brothers bottled a few years ago in a sherry cask. It's just
Kind
phenomenal.
of funky label, coloured label. Yeah, I know exactly
it's
what you're talking about.
amazing. I love it.
I'm always searching for these bottles online. So.
have you got those guys attending?
No, they
Those
couldn't. They
race?
couldn't make this one.
Shame.
Hopefully, we'll get them a future festival.
Cool.
But they couldn't. So yeah, but I know exactly they've got a couple of cash bridges you still get hold of. So beautiful whiskies.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, look, we're going to sit here and chat for a good while. I'm sure, no doubt, off camera. However, for everyone at home, I think we can probably wrap it up now. We've had 3 really wonderful drams. We always give a buy, a don't buy, a bin it, or an oosh, guys. So we're going to go around. We're going to give a bit of a vote. No pressure on you. These aren't your whiskies. We're very excited about coming to the festival, and that's one thing we'll talk about at the end. But for these 3 drams, let's just revisit. The Jameson was first. You say it's about 180, 200 pounds a bottle.
Yeah.
18-year-old Irish whiskey. Where are we at, gents? Are we a buy? We don't buy? Where are we going?
I don't own a single bottle of Irish whiskey.
Sacrilege. Get out.
Look at the
wait,
faces in the room. Yeah.
Serena's disgusted by you.
I've got
the
whiskey from
movie.
all. Yeah.
You're uninvited, mate.
I love it. Yeah, get out.
And there's 250 plus bottles on the shelf, and you know include stuff from around the world.
So this will be your first?
It's great. I like it.
Delicious,
it's a buy.
right?
Yeah.
It's a buy. All right, good. I like that. Stevie.
Yeah, absolutely, it's a buy.
Cool. Serena, I appreciate you guys bought this. Maybe you've purchased it. Maybe it was given to you. I'm not going to ask. How do you like this? As an individual on your whiskey journey, would you spend £200 on this bottle?
Absolutely.
It's lovely.
Yes.
Yeah?
One for me, one for G.
Okay. 2. Fair play. Graham.
Oh, I'd buy it. I'd have to go down to the grave and explain it to Mr. Jameson if I didn't. So, no,
Yeah, guys, remember, John Jameson was a Scot. We'll have nothing else said about it.
And that's coming from an Irishman as well.
I actually, I did know that. I didn't know where he was from. So that's a really interesting thing that I've learned today. Very cool.
I think it's still an expensive age, but I would buy it again. Yeah.
I would agree with you, Graham. I
It's a
think
bit
everyone else
novelty-ish.
jumped at it as like a straight buy. It's not cheap. Let's not shy away from that. 200, 180, 200 pounds a bottle. It's not cheap, but it's 100% a buy from me. Jameson is an amazing brand, but the idea of any Irish whiskey being aged for 18 years
That's the point,
needs to be taken into consideration far more than 18-year-old Scotch. It's a big fat buy, excuse me. So definitely a buy on the Jameson, which is a great start. We then moved on to the Annandale.
Annandale.
The Annandale, this is the man of words.
Yeah.
To
Single
just
cask.
clarify there, not the man of swords, the man of words, single cask. Remind me the strength? 60 in a tickle?
60, yeah.
Oh God, where is it?
It's
Yeah,
somewhere
but
on
it's
there.
60. Yeah, you're right. I think it was
60.
60.
60.5.
60.5. All right.
Cask.
60 in a tickle.
Cask 224.
Oh, single cask bottling.
single
I didn't
cask.
know it was a single
Yep.
cask bottling. Cool. All right, cool. Where do we land? Guys, Stevie.
Sorry, can you remind me the RRP?
Oh, sorry, yes. Graham, did you buy it or do you know the RRP?
150-ish.
Yeah.
150. 150 pounds.
Do you know what? It's delicious,
I'm gonna try it.
but it's a don't buy for me on the base of I'd go buy something else for that price. You know,
Yep.
150 quid. It's a lot of money to a lot of people,
I
right?
hear you. Okay, cool. Ian?
Yeah,
But it's delicious.
It's a tough ask.
103. Sorry, just.
103.
Okay, that's
All right.
different.
Hold
That's
on a
different.
second.
Sorry.
Go
Roll
back.
back
Stevie,
one.
try it again. Try it again. Does that change your mind, sir?
Considering its cask strength and single cask, by the looks of it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I take the punt after trying it. Definitely.
103 pounds,
Yeah.
you're buying it.
Yeah, there we
All
go.
right, it's
I'm
a buy
back
from
in.
Stevie.
I'm
You're
back
back in the game. Back in the game.
Yeah, again, like I think it's probably maybe one of the reasons why I've not had Annandale before. You know, it seems like a lot, but it was delicious. So again, I'm a buy on it.
Cool.
Nice.
Serena?
Well, I'm just buying anything I like at this moment in time. I'm just buying.
Buying it all
Buying
up.
it. Give me it all.
See what I've got to deal with here.
I know, right?
Amazon deliveries on a daily basis.
I like it when it's
That's the right kind of Amazon
vintage
delivery.
Glenmorangie tins
Right.
and
In
things to add
fairness,
to
listen, the
heritage.
three of us, you can't be complaining. If
Yeah.
your missus is ordering whiskey into the house, it's a
Exactly.
fucking win, Graham.
That's fine.
It's a
Don't-
big
yeah,
fat win.
No complaints.
It's
Not
So-
always whiskey though.
All right, so it's a buy from Serena. Graham?
Yeah, pleasantly surprised. I thought it was going to be a bit stronger. Loved it, so I would buy it. Yeah,
Cool.
no brainer.
I'm going to go a little bit against the grain here. I'm going to say a don't buy. It's a fine line for me. What I would say is it's lovely. It's quite nice in the glass. I would be more interested in getting down to your festival, speaking with the guys from Annandale, and trying a bit of everything.
Yeah,
I would be much more interested. And can you just clarify, everyone at home, how much is a ticket to your festival?
£45. 45 we're going to say because we want everybody to donate.
Cool.
no,
£45 with a donation to the charity.
Yep.
£45 with a lovely donation to a very good charity. I would rather spend £45 and beeline straight to Annandale
And go and
get
drink
them
all you can.
to tell me all about all of their whiskies, drink all that I can, and really learn. I wouldn't buy that bottle specifically, having tried it. I think it's lovely, but it's just not quite worth the money.
And
in
if you
my
spend
mind.
that extra £5 on that charity donation, that's £5 well spent.
£5 very well
Exactly.
spent.
Well said.
100%. Cool. All right, cool. So we've done the Annandale, and then moving on to the campus. This is a buy. Don't worry, Graham. It's 100% a
There's
buy
no more
for me.
left, so it doesn't actually matter. But no,
No, let's go, Stevie. So this is how old?
How
was
much
it?
is it?
32.
32 years old, and how much was it a bottle?
It was. So it's at 200. Sits about 200. 220.
£220 a bottle.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably an oosh for me.
Ian.
Do you know why?
Go on.
It's my year. It's great value for money and 32 years old for
know.
220
Green
quid.
whiskey, just not.
Yeah, I
valued.
know. It's so undervalued.
Go on. Give it hard, then, mate. Come on.
There you go, mate.
Lovely.
Happy?
Lovely.
Happy?
Big ups.
Yeah.
Ian, give it to us.
You know that I sit on my page and I talk about blended malt and I talk about single grain.
Yep.
I'm saying that they're underrated. People need to consider them. You know, this isn't even my year, but this is delicious.
Okay.
Oosh.
Two in a row. Oh!
Ooh.
Serena, go. Where are
Okay.
we sat with this one? Do you like it? Do you love it as much as the boys do?
I mean, it's oosh or divorce. Oosh!
You've been waiting to do that for a long time, right?
Oosh or divorce.
You're in.
I love
You're
that
in.
from Serena. Fantastic answer. Say no more. Graham, you better give it a fucking oosh, otherwise.
Oosh.
Hey-oh! I love it, guys. You know what? I was going to give it a strong buy, but with the vibe going in this room, I love it. It's amazing whiskey.
it to the people.
Cask share, Canvas, you said 32?
32-year-old. Yeah.
32
1989.
years old. This is not a club. This is a movement. Oosh! We are buying this canvas. And can we try this at the festival or not?
No, there's. I think
Can't try it at the
I
festival.
don't
It's
even-
too good.
Try at the festival
Too
when Graham
good.
brings his collection.
Okay.
Not sure
fair
about
They're
enough.
all
£40
out.
ticket
They're all out
holders.
of the canvas now.
But you know what, guys? There's going to be lots of other interesting stuff at
Loads.
the festival. So if
Loads.
you can't try
Lots
this,
of
you'll try
licenses.
something else. That is the first that's been given.
No way.
Not one, not two, not three, not
to be.
four, but five. Guys, let's just do it one more time for everyone at home. 1, 2, 3. Oosh! A big fat buy from all of us here.
The only problem is, though, people know what Graham looks like.
Yeah, guys, if you see Graham here, you see him at the festival, you fucking find him, you ask him for a bit of this canvas. Bug him. I love it.
He does have a secret stash at each festival. He has a wee secret stash for his favourites, and he pours out.
And I tell you what, guys, we're going to be at the festival. We are going to be doing our podcast, but we will also have a little secret stash of bits and pieces. So if you turn up to the festival, and if you have given a donation, only if you've given a very lovely donation to this amazing charity, you can come over to us, you can find us, you can give us a little bit of a tap on the shoulder whilst we're filming, and we will make sure that something is slipped into your hands, into your glass, so that you can enjoy it as you walk around the festival, having a wonderful time. So with that being said, 3 fantastic drams, 2 incredible guests. Thank you so much for traveling all this way. Amazing. I cannot wait for the festival to kick off.
I can't wait to see what you're going to be
wearing.
Dressed in, mate.
You need to show up to find out, guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
See us
Serena
from a
Graham,
distance.
absolute pleasure to meet
Thanks,
you
guys.
in the flesh.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Wonderful to
Appreciate
share
it.
this afternoon with you. Stevie, Ian, as always, a pleasure. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. We will see you at the Edinburgh Whisky Festival. Sláinte mhath! Hey!